Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CharismaToAC and to It's a Dog's Life. We have had to change our time slots a little because of real-life circumstances. But we are still here and we are still playing, although perhaps not as... We're not as good at keeping a regular schedule as we were with something like a Songatara or something like that, so we hope you'll bear with us. Anyway, we are a diminished group, as unfortunately Thalmud, also in this group known as Barry, has had to leave the group for work reasons. It's not, nobody is angry with anyone, nobody's upset with anyone, but his job simply got in the way. Which is, I think...
Boo real life!
Yes, boo real life, indeed. And we can do some aggravated damage to it at some point.
Yes. I want to find work and then I'm gonna murder it.
You come across work. It is a worm demon. It is the worst ever.
I'm gonna kill it.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna pee on it.
Anyway, we are looking for our usual recap. So, Chris, if you would please do the honors.
I will. I will also point out, just in case anyone in the audience is listening and thinking, hold on a minute, that doesn't sound right. Thalmud's character was Xander.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't know why I...
Yeah.
My character is just that memorable. That
yes.
Well, I'll be honest, it's been a while. And again, the haphazard recording schedule is also affected by a haphazard upload schedule on behalf of... the channel manager, so I never get a chance. I never get a chance to watch the last episode back to get a proper recap myself. But what I can say is that last time on It's a Dog's Life, we split the party into two groups with the intent of dealing with all of our real life issues. Our physical world issues, I should say. That being the trying to get some information from City Hall regarding the regarding Sonderbau Limited's attempts to buy up and make use of the land they want to bulldoze at our homeless shelter and other historic buildings and architecture is on. And also, the other group then went off to go and search for 1,000-Yard Pete, a homeless bone-knower kinfolk that had been missing from the shelter for a few days. In this regard, the team that went to City Hall consisted of Frankie and Boo, and it went surprisingly well. Their infiltration was mostly successful, with the small exception of Boo getting distracted by a giant spider spirit and deciding she wanted to play with it, when the spider decided it did not want that at all and basically just webbed her up and left her to it so it could get on with its work. To which Boo was not pleased about. But despite that, they weren't able to make it in because it was like an open session of the local council that day, so they had an excuse. And Frankie was actually able to successfully get a meeting with a local member of the council, Rupert Sands, who basically is working on an anti-corruption platform, who seems like that rarest of individuals, and I wouldn't say honest. A decent politician. Yes, as rare as hen's teeth. Yes, and after some discussion, Mr. Sands conveniently left some sensitive information that we wouldn't at all want to get out to the general public about Sonderbau's dealings on his desk, and unattended in such a way that anyone could just come along and take it. And you know what? Frankie kind of did in a moment of
political kleptomania.
Yes, kleptomania in a moment of genius, or possibly just behaving like a scoundrel. But yes, they got some information and think, right, we now have evidence that we can start posting to getting out there in the public, which will affect the campaign. Let's put it subjected to public inquiry and obviously hurt Sonderbau's reputation even further. Meanwhile, Barry and Molly went on a trip to find 1,000-Yard Pete, and we did actually find him. Funnily enough, after some investigation and finding things involving photograph, we did actually find where he's basically went back to the street on the house where his sister had lived before she passed away many years ago. And he, as kinfolk, had managed to get into the spirit world thanks to a fetish that he'd been gifted by the late Roderick. Barry decided to basically, without any preamble, inform him of Roderick's death, which upset him quite a lot, which understandable. He considered him... It is interesting to consider that, yes, it's a reminder of the days when Roderick wasn't quite as much of an arsehat as he turned out to be in the end. So, there were good times. But we escorted Pete back to the shelter, made sure that he was fussed over by
Mrs. Wilson.
Mrs. Wilson, thank you. Before we all met up again, found out what we did, and we all made some speculation as to why it was that they were so interested in buying up this land, especially considering that there was the potential for, potentially the land that they bought up and wanted to build over had an architectural, archaeological value to it. The idea that they're finding more and more things buried in the ground underneath the old York City. And we all speculated that, they don't mind about the time it takes to get there. They may be able to use the time it takes for this to go to the public inquiry and all the requisite sort of checks that go through when this sort of thing happens might be to their advantage. Barry suspects in his mind that there is something buried under York that they specifically want to get at, which is why they're going to all this trouble. But that's just him. But we have basically accomplished all the physical world things we wanted to do, unless anyone has anything else they wanted to do. And we can set about our next goal, which is to find a way into the spiritual realm of Pangaea, a realm of pure wild energy and creation, to find a means to counteract the terrible power of incorporealness that our enemy, the lead Black Spiral Dancer, has that we don't know the name of. Am I about right?
That was absolutely right, and quite substantial in content. So thank you very much.
It's nice to know my memory hasn't completely gone yet.
Oh no. So we rejoin you after you have gotten your information and found 1,000 Yard Pete and so on. We rejoin you outside the homeless shelter.
Were we not going to look for York?
Yes,
that's true, actually,
yes,
because he might know a way so we can get there.
And that's where we
York
stopped,
is just right here, all around us.
Yes, so I think Old Man York specifically.
I know.
It's fine. So yeah, we'll go find him and see what he knows.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Also, as a side note to the players, I want to point this out as well. 20 Eagle-Eyed players have noticed and have, but no one's commented on it. I will no longer be making use of Barry's patented mirror shades because I have rather foolishly been using them when I haven't had the gnosis to do so. So they're on the back burner, and I just need to get the additional 3 gnosis now. Oh dear God! To make use of them. So I've got a lot of saving up to do.
Yes, it's going to be quite costly. On the other hand, when you have that much gnosis, you're also going to be extremely spiritually powerful.
Yes, I will become the set go-to Thurge. Won't that be fun?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I think Barry's perfectly respectable. Thank you.
You and Dice Twice will end up swapping amazing stories.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yes. So we all go searching for Old Man York.
You're heading in the usual direction. I take it down towards the Jorvik Center where he normally hangs out.
Mm-hmm. It seems it's his most consistent haunt.
It is, and it's not far from. I mean, you are over here right now, where I'm pinging.
Yeah.
And Jorvik is there, so it's not a long walk at all. And you can easily slip into the Umbra to look for him.
Okay.
if you go into the Umbra, basically at the at the homeless shelter, it's a brief trek there. When you get there, you do in fact see him, but he's not alone.
Interesting.
Yep. Who's with him?
How dare he have a social life?
Yes, how very dare he have an actual social life. No, he is not alone because, as aforementioned, died twice is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
As is this woman.
Look.
Which one?
Oh no! God.
Oh. It's fine.
We're gonna die!
Yeah, it's fine.
She just doesn't like silver fangs, and none of you are that. So
Yes, we met.
Boo does as she always does. She happily runs up to York like, "Can I have my bone? I want a bone!" Starts running around him.
Oh no.
which, of course, interrupts the conversation that he's in the middle of, much to the annoyance of the two get a Fenris.
Yeah, fuck the Fenrises. Give me a bone!
Whoa! Time and place!
Oh, right. She sits and waits.
Yes. Well, he does fish out in this case it's not a bone, it's actually a nice juicy steak.
Oh.
Which he tosses towards Boo.
God.
And
I grab it, I growl at the two others because this is fucking mine, and then I walk off with it.
And you just see Barry face palming quietly, like.
Same. I think there's a very rare moment of Molly and Barry actually agreeing.
Thank you for her sake, smiles.
She doesn't care. They're Silver Fangs. True. Well, they're not Silver Fangs. They get a Fenris is true, but this is my steak.
Oh yeah, you get the longest stare from Catherine Pratt. She's like, the glare that she sends after you could have probably withered a royal oak at 50 paces.
Yeah.
But
She probably wants my steak. I stare back at her.
No. Ooh.
I think if she manages to catch Frankie's eyes, Frankie will upnod her. What's up?
Oh, you mean you if you manage to catch Catherine's?
Yes.
Yes. Well, she gives, she stops glaring at Boo and instead glares at Frankie for a moment, but then she returns to the quiet conversation she had with Old Man York, and it doesn't last much after you arrive. It may be another 2 or 3 minutes or something like that, and then the two get a Fenris kind of shrug their jackets into place and give him a polite and respectful nod. They do show respect to the spirit. There is no question there. And then they head off. And Old Man York turns his attention towards you guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry.
I am certainly popular tonight. It seems everybody wants to talk to me.
Yeah, I hope it's not an inconvenience.
No, not at all.
Might we ask what the Get wanted to speak to you about?
You must certainly ask about it, but I'm not really at liberty to tell because, that's their business.
Yeah, I suspected. That's fair.
By the way, thank you for the chocolate.
You're welcome.
Yep.
That came in handy, didn't it?
Well, yeah, for sure. Saved a life or two.
Well, then
There's some mumbling in the background. There's a mumbling in that background. Yeah, York's the best. While eating the steak. York best.
Nom nom.
Fucking love this city.
Well,
Best city ever. 10 out of 10. Never been anywhere else. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, we're keeping up the good fight, and we've done what we've done some exploring down the Scar, thanks to old Dice twice back here.
That's good. Well,
Yep.
the Scar is never good, but it's... I mean, I'm glad to see you got out of there in one piece.
Yeah. But now we're on the trail to find the means to fight back against this one Get Fenris, what can come... No.
Not good.
Well, has no form. You see him, but you can't hit him. Incorporeal.
Oh, the Black Spiral.
That one, yeah. And we've been told we might find the means to do so if we go down to to Pangaea.
Ooh, that's a dangerous place.
Don't we know it? But
We'll also have some other business first, Barry.
suppose we do, yeah. But we'll get to Pangaea in a bit. But well, go on then. You tell her.
Well, I spoke to a nice and seemingly honest politician.
He looks a little disbelieving.
Molly's snickers.
I was surprised too, but he seemed very much against what's going to happen, and he was so kind to tell me, among other things, that if an archaeological find was to be found on the premises, everything would be halted quite substantially. Of course, then he had to go to the bathroom, conveniently forgetting to put away some very interesting papers that the public probably shouldn't see, because then they'd be very mad at, all that's going on.
Right.
She
Very
smiles.
forgetful politician as well, clearly.
Oh, yes. And we figured, you've been around for a while.
As long as the city, so yeah.
So you'd probably know where to look to find an archaeological find.
Well, pretty much everywhere in York. The thing is, this city is built in layers. So, what happened, and he conjures up with his right hand.
Uh-huh.
He does like a motion in the air, and you can see like it's not like a photograph, but it's more transparent. But
Yeah.
you can sort of see the outlines of a huge marketplace where people in Viking Age garb are walking around. It's pretty much the same thing that you see if you visit the Jorvik Museum. It's actually quite accurate. With small houses where the merchants and craftsmen would have their working spaces and so on. And he says this would have been right underneath our feet right now. This is why they built the Jorvik Center where they did. Because they literally built it on top of the biggest Viking Age archaeological find in England's history. But this sort of thing is found, or medieval equivalents, or even, Elizabethan equivalents, Tudor Age equivalents. The city is built so that every time the previous age has gone by, so to say, they throw dirt on top of it and build something new on top of that.
Right.
So regardless of where you dig in York, you're going to find something. But my thought is that what you want is to find something that can stop them from digging specifically at your place.
Yes.
And that would mean that you would need to know what is beneath your place.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I don't rightly remember. It's been many years, obviously, but I know that this side of the river is where the Viking Age stuff is. But everything inside the city walls, everything in York city centre, is at least from the medieval period. So there are hundreds of years of potential finds there.
That is... I mean, that is exciting in a way.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
I think, he says, without remembering completely accurately, but I think for a significant part of the... the All Saints Church is located over there. And there has been a church there for centuries, which means that the location or the area around the church would have been made up of church properties, like storage and living facilities for the clergy and monks and so on. And that is likely what you will find if you look over there. It would have been, I believe, storage and as I said, the church itself, obviously.
I've forgive my interruption. I've privately wondered if, I mean, they must have known. They must have known when they got into this business, these Pentex pricks, that's the sort of thing they bump into trying to build in the land.
Oh yes.
So I can't help but wonder if it's because there might be something down there that they've bought it, that they're looking for something.
That's a very good theory.
Like a worm artifact, something like that?
Something like that. That's a definite working theory.
Obviously, we can't know. Yeah, we can't know until... Well, we couldn't know until we actually dig or find some kind of information, but... Yeah.
Tell you what, he says. Now that I think about it, I think there were a couple of mausoleums over there attached to the church, but I don't know if it was right where your shelter is now located, or just nearby. But I mean, they want to level the whole area.
Mm-hmm. They don't know where to look in an area. Might as well just buy up the whole lot.
Exactly.
Well, at least we know what to look for.
Of course, if we're going to dig around for something, it could take a long time.
It could. But if you're headed to Pangaea, there's a chance you might come through other areas of the Umbra where you might be able to see remains of what has... I mean... There is such a place, and this, I'm not making this suggestion lightly. Do not see this as me giving you some sort of quest that you must fulfill. I am throwing this out there so you can take it into consideration, alright? But there is another part of the Deep Umbra called the Battlegrounds. York is one of the most fought over cities in all of England. It has been fought over and fought in. Time and time and time again. You would be able to find, so to say, a medieval version of York there, but it would be absurdly dangerous. You might find it right in the middle of the Scottish invasions. You might find it when the Danes sacked the place.
We are not. We're not quite civilians.
No, you're not. But you are a relatively small group, and there would be thousands of people fighting there.
Why'd they always fight over York?
Because it's a strategically located city. The person who controls this city controls all of the north of England.
Oh.
At least this side of the mountains.
Yep. Well, it's worth bearing in mind. Maybe, well, if we don't go by ourselves, we can at least let our sept or their sept know that's what's going on. They might be able to help out.
That's a possibility indeed. I'm not telling you to go there. I'm simply letting you know that there is a possibility if you want to know what was located there.
Well, we can certainly. It's certainly something we can work with if it comes to it. If we do go there, we'll make sure we're prepared and to fight or to just try and keep out of people's way.
Right. We may want to remember something else. If you do go there and you find it in the middle of the Scottish invasion, remember that that's where the Black Spiral Dancers originally came from.
Oh yes, I heard about that, of course, because they were
Picts.
Yeah, weren't they what? White Howlers was the tribe name back then?
That's what they were called back then, yes.
Fuck.
Would they be remembered as such in the Umber?
You might find ghosts or spirit reflections of old White Howlers in there, but they wouldn't be friendly.
No.
Plus, of course, that would be in the mausoleums?
That is the thing. If you want to find out if it has something to do with those, you might find those mausoleums in the Umbra, but I think that's about the best option I can give you.
Well, we already crashed the train to come back. Why not do more things?
Do more things. That sounds like a good motto.
I gotta hear this one sometime.
Yeah.
Well, that was our way out of the scar.
Oh.
Basically, a helpful little rat told us that the best way to get out of the scar was through a diamond mine, but rather than loads of diamond, it was like a wall, a solid block wall of diamonds. So we had to use a train, one of those good old 19th century steam locomotives, as a battering ram to push through it.
That must have been
was fun.
It was.
They didn't want to do it again. Boring. Looks at the rest of the group.
Maybe next time you can join us.
I mean, I'm sorry. Who said we didn't want to do it again?
You said we were busy.
Yeah, well, I didn't say we'd do it again then, but we'll do it again at some point. Maybe if we can find like a Bentex train or something.
Oh.
Only if we get to ram it into like a giant Pentex building at the end.
Oh, that could be so much fun.
Giant explosions.
Fire everywhere. Screaming for Mori. It'll be great.
Yeah. I think that's literally like a dreamy look on Molly's face.
Same on Boo's face.
Internal peace. The explosions, the exploding of Pentex buildings.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so that's where we're at, and that's what with the information we got, we can set. We can still set up what we need to in terms of letting the public know about what's been planned by this company and local council to buy us some time as they look into it, but we'll have to use that time.
That's probably a good idea. Buy all the time you can.
Maybe we can find some rats who knows where the mausoleums are. They can get in everywhere.
It's true.
That's a good point.
Well, we got our options.
Bad people rarely take the time to talk to small people.
Yeah. Now,
it's true.
Now we got that stuff out of the way. Can I go back to the Pangaea stuff?
Of course.
Well, I mean, if you insist, Frankie, Jesus.
Yeah, I suppose I'm gonna have to.
Yes, but.
Yes, someone is so upset. Someone's so upset by the beeping at it.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no,
As,
no, it's fine. It's fine. Can't be helped. You're not the one.
Yeah, the crossroads here is looking pentexy.
Congested.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you'd know. I don't suppose you'd know a way there or a way to start getting there.
To Pangaea?
Yeah.
All I would say is find a truly wild area, something undisturbed, and start looking for ways deeper in from there.
Here I was about to start suggesting the Jurassic Museum or something.
No.
But that's still built.
Yep, still built. Still got Weaver prints on it.
All right. I know.
Well, we'll find something. We have to head out into countryside.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yes.
Forest or something.
Yes, definitely. You won't find anything inside the city limits that'll lead you there.
We need to leave the city? I've never been outside the city.
Possibly. We'll worry about that once we've got all the stuff we've gathered and passed it on to press that we trust or something. One thing at a time.
Well, the closest I've been outside the city was to go to see the Geta Fenris, but you don't really think about the beautiful, sights when you go there.
True.
I mean, depends on the kinds of sites.
Hmm?
No, nothing. Just a very awkward look from Molly.
What did you see out there?
Nothing. It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine. Just forget about it, Boo. It's not a big deal.
But you're turning red.
You're about to turn red if you don't.
Hey, she's threatening to beat me up again.
Well, I mean, isn't that
it's pretty normal for her, but still.
Well, we should get our things in order, make sure to buy us as much time, and then do a deep dive, I guess, because once we go in, there's no saying when we'll come back.
Aye. Well, thanks for the help, old man York, again.
You're welcome.
Right. And with that, I think we'll, I think Barry just makes ready to sort of head off and do...
Yeah.
We'll start.
I think Molly gives old man York like a jab in the arm kind of thing, like yeah.
He returns the jab, except he's obviously like ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, you do that.
Oh, we're jabbing at each other. Ow!
Yep. No, we see Molly playfully punching his shoulder. We then cut to the others in like a wide shot with Molly out of picture, and then there's just and we just see her go flying in the background.
We have this like Dragon Ball.
Comes flying past us.
Yes. Like, do you hear something?
Nah, it's just Molly. Hi, Molly.
So yeah.
Why did I explode?
No. All right. So
I think that was her face.
So we must find where we're going to leak all this info.
Well, I'm thinking online would be a good start, but shouldn't be our only option.
It has to be someone who can't easily be, debunked.
Bought, coerced, debunked. So put it online, fax copies or email copies to local press.
If that's
just
the
send it to
case,
literally everybody.
Yes.
We could also send it to a specific set of journalists, if there are any that are trusted.
I mean,
that way we know the story is gonna get bigger.
The question is, would we know how to find those sorts of people? Because that sounds like something we need a role for.
I would say streetwise plus intelligence.
Oh, well...
or investigation, if you would rather use that.
If you're willing to try, I can help at least.
Ironically, I've got 1 point in investigation, but 2 points in intelligence, so that's...
That's not that terrible.
Find journalists... And it was, let's see, intelligence plus streetwise.
Actually, I forgot about this. If we help, does he like get an extra dice or something? I forget all that.
If I help, he gets extra die.
Oh, nice.
But he doesn't
Oh.
need it.
That's fine.
Is it just standard difficulty?
Yep, just standard.
Good fucking roll.
Haha, 0. Oh wait, no, that's bad.
Yes. No. Point is that no, I spec Barry up to 4 streetwise. He knows where he's at.
Nice.
That's oh no, that's botch.
That's a botch for Molly. Molly is pretty sure that the best idea would be to send this to some of, just basically to send it to some of the major news outlets.
What, like like the Daily Mail and
Yeah,
The
send it to the
Sun.
Sun. That's
the Daily,
worthy, right?
yes, and the Daily Star, which is like the Sun but with less news and more scantily clad women.
Wait, there's like worse than the Sun?
Oh yes, the Star is actually worse than the Sun.
Holy shit, that's bad. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this service announcement. We do not hear from CharismaToAC. We do not, in fact, endorse the Sun or the Daily Star or the Daily Mirror.
What?
No.
That's
No,
super good.
No,
I am not being sarcastic at all.
The point is that there's without going into it for taking up too much time. There's in England we have sort of 3 informal layers of newspaper. The broadsheets, which are usually seen as the respectable, intelligent newspapers.
Yes.
The mid-market tabloids, which are a mixture of serious reporting mixed with gossip, crime, and health concerns, and then the red tops, which are basically just sensationalized sports and the Sun.
Scantily clad ladies, yes.
The Sun, the Daily Mirror, the Star. And before it was all wrapped up, the News of the World, but of course that's no longer a thing now.
No. Anyways, yes.
Moving on. Yes, that's poor Molly.
So that's what Molly thinks. However, Barry, you are somewhat more in tune with you actually read a couple of local newspapers back when that thing was going on with the student accommodations that got torn down.
Yes.
And you remember some pretty indignant journalists worked on that. So, it should not be difficult for someone to, with access to the local newspaper archives and a computer, to find out who they were. So someone like Fox Freak would probably be able to find out who these journalists were in a matter of 10 minutes.
Oh, well, perfect.
And then he could make sure that, they got sent the information.
Well, let's give him a call then.
Right.
Well idea.
Who's got a phone?
Frankie has a really crappy old phone.
Yes, it's only because the one person in our group who actually had a dot in resources is the one who's now no longer with us.
Yes, exactly.
Oh boy.
We just need one phone that doesn't work. I can make it work.
That's true. You could. Yes, I think we should. No, one of us should call dibs on all of Xander's stuff. No, all right.
Can't unfortunately be done.
Oh, no, it's fine. So use your old phone. You've been in contact with him before, so. Yes, we've got information. We must make sure we have some information that may be of use, in classic Civilization style.
Well, I think Frankie hands her phone to you.
All right. So I assume his number is, or something that his number, as anonymized as it would be, is keyed into this phone.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a call and hope he hasn't had something horrible happen to him.
He does. So he picks it up and basically just identifies himself as Branson, because obviously who knows who's calling at any time. So yeah, Branson.
Hey, it's Barry.
Oh, hi.
Hi. We're in need of your technical wizardry again, my good sir.
Right. What can I do for you?
We've got some information that might be that might be damaging to one certain Sonderval Limited. We need to get in touch with a couple of journalists who might do well with that information, putting it about and causing him some mischief. And basically from there he gives a description of the journalists who worked the student accommodation case and just says, if you can find out who they are, how to contact them, and how we get the info we've got to them, then that'll be swell.
Well, if you can email me the information, then I'll make sure they get it.
Sorry, you cut out. I didn't actually catch that.
He says, if you can email me the information, I'll make sure they get it.
Yep, that's fine. We'll just see if we'll see what we can copy what we got and send it your way soon.
Yep, that sounds
all
good.
right. All right. Cheers. Hopefully, speak to you soon.
Yep.
And hang up.
He hangs up, yeah.
Right, we got to find a photocopier.
Doesn't the place have it?
There is one. You can use basic stuff like that at the homeless shelter. They
Yes.
They have because obviously the homeless people who use the place occasionally need to be in touch with the local authorities. So there's a computer and some and a printer with a copier, with a photocopier built in.
It's also a place of business, so it makes sense they would have it.
Yeah. So you head back there and send him the stuff, I take it.
Yes.
All right.
All the good stuffs
All the good stuffs.
that we sniffed up
Yes. And
and were partly handed.
Hardly.
Yes.
yeah, you get a text message a few moments later saying, "I've got it. I'll take care of it."
Mm-hmm.
Grand.
Send back, I don't know, emojis of fox and a hugging emoji and...
Yes.
Oh
Like
no,
that.
I don't think the phone. You'll have to use emoticons. My phone's not that advanced.
Oh, fair enough. So, yes. I mean, if we gave it to him, he could make it. If we gave it to Fox Free, he could find a way to make it give you emojis.
Probably, but as it is right now, you'll have to settle for colon parenthesis.
That's fine. So emoticons then.
Yes.
Why does he have to settle for colons? That sounds like that smells.
No, never mind, Boo. It's not what he said, but never mind. Right. If we're leaving that in Fox Freak's hands, that's good. Means we can look to focusing on the other stuff. So, we heard what old man Yacht said. What do we want to do?
Well, I mean, if we could find an archaeological found, just before too long, that would be great. But it does sound like something that's gonna require a bit of luck.
So, search.
Doesn't all of it kind of require a bit of luck?
So, if we go into the Umbra, find some rat spirits in the local area and see if they might be able to find where these mausoleums are located, and if there's no luck, then we go to the Sept, tell them what we know, and see if about going to this realm of infinite battle.
Why are we going to Pangaea first?
Well, as I said, we need to buy as much time as we can before we go, because when we go, there's no telling when we'll be back.
Oh, well, if the rat can find a way in, even if it's locked, I can just get in. It's not my fault that no locks hold them.
No, it's sure.
Make sturdier locks. She has the gift that basically opens anything she wants to open.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we are going to look for a rat.
Yes.
She's probably from the area.
Yeah. I'll start cooking so we can bribe it with food.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Good, because it ain't getting the rest of my steak.
No, your steak is yours.
I was
No
about
one's
to say,
contesting.
what rest of your steak? I imagine that it's gone by now.
Oh, dogs can regurgitate, which is why she says so.
No!
True.
Don't. What? Why? Why would you regurgitate just to eat it
Gonna
again?
feed it like
I'm imagining now she just turns into a human, bops it up, and just eats it again.
No.
Yeah,
No, female
it's like-
dogs have a tendency. Also, wolves has a tendency to regurgitate for the puppies when they're starting to wean them off.
Yeah, but that would involve giving it to someone else. Also, I just imagine Barry seems like, I've seen the horrors in that hotel, but this frightens me. No, it's fine.
At least it doesn't contain any butts of cigarettes.
Right.
So,
Wolfie grin, it's all natural.
Of course it is.
All right. Do you suppose you should let the shelter know? Just in case they once dug up the garden and found something, didn't know where it was?
Think they would have?
I don't know.
All right. So what we basically say to Mrs. Wilson, by the way, we should keep an eye out for archaeological finds in the back garden.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
why not?
there isn't a garden. The shelter
All
is
right.
located in a back alley, which means that everything here is paved over.
All right. So, well, then in that case, there's not really much chance of us being able to find anything. So,
We'd have to dig. So yeah, that's
but yeah,
probably true.
but I suppose we could let Mrs. Wilson know that the case. We might be able to buy some time on the basis that there is a precedent for archaeological finds in the area, so that might buy. That will have that given the news that that might give us some time. That might mean that they have to go through all this legal rigmarole, and that means we've got more time to argue our case.
They could also help find any evidence. Maybe she has better people to ask.
It's true.
Well, not better people. No one beats York, but
Mm-hmm.
people with actual maps.
Yes, maybe. So we want to let her know that before we go searching ourselves.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
she looks hopeful that maybe that is the case, but she clearly has no idea whatsoever what she's going to do with that information. She's, again, she's dealing with a potential tear down of a building, and she's,
All right.
She
That's
doesn't.
fair.
She doesn't run around with an archaeological team in her back pocket.
Really? Perfect stereo. All right, that's fine. But no, the point is that we let her know, so that's fine. We didn't expect miracles, and we didn't expect anything else to come of it. That's fine. In that case, carry on.
Oh, yeah, but it's just Frankie will make sure to text her boyfriend that woofing things are going on, and that might take a while. And don't worry if me and Boo are not home for sleeping.
All right. Well, he sends you a text back saying be careful, but other than that, and a few sweet nothings, and then.
All right. No.
And then I'm ready for what we're doing.
Yep. So, it sounds... Boo in the booth. Yes. It sounds like we want to look into the mausoleums on our level first. For as big a hint as Old Man York gave us about going to a realm of infinite battle, I think playing the safe option first makes more sense, so we'll do that.
Aren't you really proud of Boo to actually suggest that first?
Yes. I have two portions of mush prepared, just in case.
Oh god.
Let's go Umbra hunting for rats.
Yes. Okay. I mean, we might get lucky. We might find the really big one that you saw when you had your first change, Boo.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that was the Bone Nora one.
Yes. So all right, fair enough. But yes, let's go find rats. It's an urban environment.
It's not difficult to find rat spirits, no.
Yes. Fair enough.
Oh.
So you find one, and it's willing to talk to you for a price.
Oh.
Feed
Food.
me.
Food. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. One portion of mush is offered,
Yum, and you have a round rat who's now willing to talk.
Yes.
I kind of like this mental image that whenever you feed the rat, it just turns ball shaped.
It's
Yeah,
like
into a balloon.
yes, and it just yep, and then they just basically the spirit world in the next month or so, the spirit world's just going to end up full of spherical rats rolling to get everywhere.
Yes. Bounce,
like-
bounce, bounce, bounce.
Yep, it's like what is causing this? What's happening? This doesn't seem like the worm stuff. Like it's Barry. It's of course it's Barry.
Very cool.
Yes, I may not be good for many things, but by God, I will cook for you people if it's the last thing I do. Okay, so in that case, we'll ask it, if it knows anything about strange places where dead people get buried and their effects. But do any of the artifacts, weapons, things that are of interest or power?
Well, it knows about...
Places they don't like.
They know about graveyards. The rat is a little confused because graveyards are pretty normal, so...
No, not graveyards, not anything that's on current level. It has to be something that goes underground. Through the layers of the city.
Oh! No, I don't know anything about that, it says, but I know someone who might.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Yep. Oh, we'll follow the rolling rat.
Yes, you follow
Follow the rolling rat. We'll follow the rolling rat.
Yep.
And the rat waddles off, happily full of mush, and takes you to. It takes you on a bit of an adventure in itself. It's okay, because you are not rat-sized.
Yeah.
Consequently, sometimes following the rat is a little difficult, and more than once you actually, obviously this is in the Umbra, because otherwise, talking to a rat spirit, where would you find a rat spirit in the real world? They live in the Umbra. So, sorry.
That's fine.
So you, more than once you actually have to knock down a wall to follow it.
I imagine Boo getting, stuck in several holes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
bit
Which
like
then
Winnie,
prompts the need for knocking down walls.
Yep, Winnie the Boo.
Winnie the Boo. Oh no,
Boo
I'm
to
stuck.
you.
Oh no, I'm stuck. But you follow the rat, and eventually you find yourself in an underground warren where there are a lot of rats.
Rat friends.
And they are all a bit iffy on you being there because this is their home.
And we don't necessarily look like rats.
No,
Okay.
and you don't smell like rats either.
Just grab the round rat and just start rubbing it over my face.
Just no.
And
They might perceive that as aggression.
I know.
And you hear a voice saying,
Hey.
"You have some nerve coming into my lair, wolves."
We all understand this?
Yes.
Oh, it's a
this
big
is-
one.
This isn't just a rat, I don't think.
We were invited. In case that
Not
matters.
by me, but all right. And you know the voice is a little hard to pinpoint at first because there's an echo in here.
Yeah.
And you're standing in a place here. There's ankle deep water here. And some old piping and so on. It's has anyone here seen the second Hellboy movie?
Yes.
I have a long time ago.
It's a little bit like the Elven Court
Oh yes.
with the piping and everything. So it's kind of majestic and kind of sad at the same time.
Yes, there's these trappings of old regal
Exactly.
history, but yeah, surrounded by like run-down industrial equipment. And it's a sort of quite, as you say, it's a sad juxtaposition of these two worlds that they've been forced to live together in.
So there's silver fangs.
No.
As you look around, you realize that the voice is actually coming from a little bit up the wall, and there's an opening in the wall where you see a figure standing. It's a man.
Weird.
Who is looking? He's quite large physically. He's tall. He's wiry. But he's quite tall, and he's got sort of rat-like features. And I'm gonna let you roll an occult plus intelligence here.
Yeah, I as a player, I know exactly what this is, but
It's Rat the Ripper.
I mean, sorry, what was it again? It was
intelligence.
Occult.
Plus, intelligence plus occult.
And you didn't mention a difficulty, so
it's a 6.
Oh.
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Anyone else rolling?
Ish.
Yeah,
You just have to, add the right thing and find the right thing and scroll to the right thing.
Yes.
I don't have any
Yes, you get
specializations.
success. Oh, you get 3 success. We all succeed.
Wow, you all succeed.
We all know.
You all know that this guy is probably a ratkin.
Yes, I suspected.
I don't know what
is
a
that?
ratkin is.
A were-rat.
A were-rat.
Were-rats. Were-rats and Guru. Well, let's face it.
Do not get along.
No.
Garou and anything other where doesn't get along. Let's be real.
I mean, no. The Guru did really screw over most other Fera back in the day.
Yeah.
I want to ask you quick. What has
Jasper?
Yeah, what has Jasper told Molly about Ratkin?
That they are... actually, the question is if he's told her anything, because they are relatively rare. I don't
You
know.
also
Maybe
did
about
succeed.
rats,
Yeah, you succeeded. No, I think he hasn't told her anything.
Fair enough.
So what you know is probably by someone else.
Yeah, you know that they exist, but you don't know anything about them.
I think Molly's just like, hi! Just like doesn't get why everybody's so tense.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rest of us?
The rest of us, or the rest of you, you know, Boo, you know what, that, you know a bit more than the other two, or the other three for that matter. The other three are all aware.
I'm listening a lot to George.
Yes. The other three are aware that this guy is a ratkin. That's what 1 and 2 successes will get you. 3 successes will also get you that they are not on good terms with the Guru, because way back when, during what was called the War of Rage, the werewolves basically tried to wipe them out.
At one time, the werewolves just went way too far on the game.
Yeah, and they got very, very, very close to succeeding.
Oh. Boo whimpers slightly and lowers her head.
Yeah, we're not here to cause any trouble.
I should bloody well hope not. I'm not the only one of my kind down here, so I should really hope you're not. But you are here nonetheless. And I'm guessing that you bribed one of my friends here to lead you to me. There's a round rat who suddenly seems to realize, oops, I done fucked up.
Quite frankly, we didn't know you existed.
We asked him help for finding a place that might be buried near the homeless shelter. And he said that he didn't know, but he knew someone who might. And then he brought us here.
Well, it's true. I know pretty much everything that has been buried beneath this city, so...
You do? Cool.
Well, we are trying to stall a Pentex subsidiary. Well, we need an archaeological find.
Well, I'm no friend of theirs, obviously. Any more than I'm a friend of the Guru.
Yeah, sorry about that.
He sends Boo a look which is hard to decipher, but it's pretty clear that he doesn't, saying sorry isn't enough. Basically. Yeah. But it's, I mean, on the other hand, what else can Boo do, right? But it's...
Yeah, Boo,
it's a very deep
Boo
kind
scratches
of
her arm
yeah.
in a, yeah, we can't really do much about it now kind of way.
Exactly.
There's not much to do now than just do better, right?
Exactly. And he looks, but you did treat one of my friends right, so I will answer a question or two. So choose your questions well.
Frankie looks to bury them.
Oh God!
What?
I don't need that pressure. I don't need that pressure put on me. I don't. Oh God.
Molly also looks Barry.
Okay.
Alright,
No
since
Okay.
Boo actually spoke to this ratkin, she's probably human at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to invoke meta stance card for a second.
Yeah.
Guys, what guys? I'm open to suggestions for sensible questions because I often fail to make sensible questions. I just go for whatever's the first thing that comes to mind. So
We're looking for mausoleum specifically, aren't we?
Not necessarily. It was a thought that it could be, but we could say or ask, is there something around or near to the homeless shelter that could have any interest for someone who is with Pentax or the Black Spiral dances?
basically, just the entire, not even just the St. Benedict's. It's
but the area that is now being sold off, right?
Exactly. That entire sort of block, the entire city block, has been bought.
Because if he knows of it, he might also know that that mausoleum reeked of ew, right, or something like that.
Okay, so yes, in that case, Barry will essentially, just frame it by saying, the Pentex subsidiary Sonderbau Limited, they have bought up the entire block around the area of St. Benedict's Church, the homeless shelter that we're all part of.
The All Saints Church, but yes.
The All Saints Church, my apologies. The All Saints Church. We've come to the conclusion that because of the amount of time they'd have to spend working on getting the permissions for dealing with archaeological finds that they would have when they dig up in the ground there, that there may be something buried under this area, under the All Saints Church area, that they're looking for. So there may be, for example, a mausoleum or something somewhere that contains an artifact or something of interest to them. Would you happen to know anything like that existing down here?
Yes. That's one question.
Oh, fair enough.
He grins crookedly. It's pretty clear he likes playing that game.
Mm-hmm. Then I suppose I'll have to use my second question to ask, can and will you lead us to it?
I can, but I won't.
I might want to not do the whole yes or no question thing, Barry.
You have one question left.
Alright.
You could ask, where is it?
You could also ask, what is it?
Yeah.
Yes, I think in that case, in this instance, I will. Oh, they're both such good questions. In that case, he will ask. I'll ask the latter. And say, in that case, find it ourselves. But what exactly is it?
See, that's a better question, he says, and grins. I can't really weasel out of that one, can I? No, fine, fair enough. There were a couple of mausoleums there, and in one of them a really, really nasty bugger got buried. A Norman nobleman from around the not quite just the conquest of England by William the Conqueror, but a little later. Not that much later. Got buried there. And he was... Well, let's just say that if you find him, you might want to be prepared to fight him, because he would probably still get up and do so.
Right.
All right, then. We'll bear that in mind. Thanks for the heads up.
Just be aware that he was so tainted that he could hurt people just by being close to them. That's why I won't lead you there. I have no interest in being turned inside out.
That's fair.
His presence is harmful.
I think Boo looks to Barry. You think he could be the one actually teaching Mr. I'm a black fart cloud now?
Possibly. But he might also be that he can teach some other things. We won't know.
I don't want him that.
We won't know until we find out. All right. That's our 3 questions. Thanks for your help, and thanks for putting up with us.
Fine. He squeaks something in what is clearly rat language. You guys can't make out or understand what that is. But the entire population of rats down here all suddenly decide to start goading you out.
Yep.
All right, we're leaving.
Oh, careful. I don't want to step on you.
Go.
Barry, as we're being herded out, Barry takes his other portion of mush, places it down on the floor as he's back, and just basically says, "For your trouble," and then turns and marches off with the rest of them.
Yes.
Boo hits her head on the way out because she was a dog when she entered.
Yep. Head down. Come on.
Ow.
Don't worry. I'll sort it out outside.
Why are doors not built for, regular-sized people?
They are.
They are.
No, I'm a person now. Everything is too short.
You're not a regular-sized person.
I'm not.
Well, you're very large.
I just thought everyone else was really badly nourished.
I mean, look, considering you've got us for company, that ain't exactly wrong, but...
No, you're very short. Because you had a long life of not getting a lot of food.
Right.
Isn't that how it works?
We leave.
Yes.
She looks thoughtful. That's not how it works, huh? I wonder then why.
Right. I think we better get this information to Sept.
Oh yeah, and then start looking.
Minus the fact that he's there.
Oh yeah, we probably just learned this from a rat spirit.
Yeah.
Very helpful rat.
Yep. No.
Which isn't a lie either.
His secret's a secret. Stays with us. Besides, I mean, rat is our spirit. I don't think he'd take kindly to us doing wrong by ratkin.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand how we could in the past.
Gru made a lot of mistakes in the past.
They seemingly still do.
And they still do. But there's a few of us that try not to, and try to make things right in whatever little ways we can, and that's That's all we can do now.
She crosses her arms, grumbling. You should think you'd actually learn from the past, huh?
It doesn't really seem to be our thing.
I mean, I didn't even know rat people were a thing, so, learning from the past, not really an option there, right?
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll just look out for him.
And that's clearly not your fault, Molly.
No.
It should be the elders teaching you about it.
Flashbacks to Jasper, teaching her all this wrong shit, yeah.
Yeah, but when she's saying elders, she means, our own Sep shouldn't have been so fucking uncaring that letting someone else teach you.
Oh, right? Absolutely. Well,
Right, so you are going where now?
To the Sept, I think.
Alright.
That would make sense.
I mean, aside from the information we've got about what's buried under All Saints, we've also got we should maybe let them know that
we have a lot to update them on, yeah.
We should also let them know that Old Man York and a couple of the Get Fenris have been chatting about things. We don't know what, but they are in discussions with him, and that might be worth knowing in itself.
Well, you start heading back up on Coppergate, which is here.
Yep.
Coppergate is incidentally called thusly because it is the place where it is the street where cups were made, not because of metal copper. It's a badly broken Anglification of a Danish word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
That's kind of cute.
It's the street of the Kopgade, basically.
Oh, nice.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can see how that translates. I mean, and I've done this with you guys a few times. You who are Danish, you know this. That I look at the Danish word for tortoise and just think, why on earth would you call a tortoise a skid pad?
I mean,
it's obviously in Danish it's skildpøvel, but yes, skildpøvel. But yes, it looks like skid pad to an English speaker.
Yes.
I'm still getting serious flashbacks to Solvang in the US.
Oh, the horror. Oh, the horror.
It's like, we're so Danish.
And
yeah, but why are you eating medister with your æbleskewer? I don't get it.
Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it.
It's basically a Danes eat this, so we do it too. Yeah, but not together.
Not together, for God's sakes. It's
also, there's æbleskewer the size of fucking tennis balls. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but it's America. Everything's bigger in America.
No, that is true. That is a good point.
The food, the cars, the egos,
the
people, the grass, the companies, the attitudes, everything. So anyway, yes, we go through Coppergate. We make our way in the direction of we make our way in the Falcon's Wing.
As you get to Coppergate, though, you are you meet someone or something, I should say.
It's time for another haunting.
It is.
It is.
You see a shape of vaguely female outline hovering slightly above the ground, and there is nobody around at all.
Oh no. Oh, what a face.
Hey.
Oh, this isn't
Waves.
11:19 of Concrom is used in New York. Many of them by their own hands. Click this forward. Those who click this sensitive by the way factor. People, mostly don't know. Shot marry soon after that horrific day, full of life and joy. She was twisting something dreadful in justice. Okay, so she's Jewish, or was Jewish, in a time, obviously, when being Jewish in England was especially bad. Oh boy! And let me guess. Even though none of us are necessarily practicing Christians, she would probably consider us Gentiles.
Yes. So
Fuck.
she spots you guys and turns around towards you.
Guys,
I'm not liking that.
I think we need to run.
What
Right.
the frick is a Gentile?
Stop thinking
Gentile
about it and
is-
do it.
A Gentile is basically a word for anyone who is not a practicing Jew.
That's true. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Because the point being that, again, throughout all of history, throughout pretty much all of medieval history up to the present day, Jewish people have had a lot of persecution by
yes.
Gentiles.
Oh yes.
This is a fact. So yes.
And Clifford's Tower, which is where she was killed, is located only down here, so it's rather close to Coppergate, which is there.
Yeah. No, we need to go. We need to leave now.
Yeah, let's find another way there.
Yep, go quickly.
She
has
raises
something on her face.
Yeah,
Is she
raises
okay?
a hand and begins to move closer towards you, like one hand raised, and it's sort of like a ghostly reaching out for you, and her mouth begins to open.
Yep. No. I know. One of these days, Joan, we will stick around to see how a haunting plays out. But today is not that day.
Today's
Today is-
not that
Are you
day.
sure? Because Boo is going over to her. She looks like she's hurt.
Oh, fuck.
This way.
No,
But
no,
she looks hurt.
yes,
Oh.
but she's
She's
gonna hurt.
gonna hurt you.
I will grab Boo and just fucking tear her away.
Okay.
Oh, be careful! Don't pull her fur out. God's sake.
Oh, she has a lot of it. It's fine.
And
she
then,
like,
can live with a blood spatter too.
Grab by the scruff of the neck kind of thing, you know?
so you
Come here, puppy.
So you leg it basically in the other direction.
Yeah, I don't want to find out what would happen. Again, I'm sure you had something planned, but I don't want to
That's
find
fine,
out what
that's
would
fine.
happen.
I'm fine with this. I am absolutely fine with this.
I like to think it's like somewhere in the background we can see Joan's preparations. It's like 5 hours of work. But
No.
That's no. Trust me, as having been a GM myself a few times now, planning is always
I
fast
know.
and loose.
Oh
so
yes.
I know. I've been there as well.
fair enough.
So,
Yep,
so
so-
you leg it in the opposite direction, and lo and behold, you come across someone else.
Oh no!
Oh,
Who do we
Okay.
meet?
Who do we meet now?
You meet
At this
another
point, I
ghost.
think Boo is not doing anything.
Oh,
To
another
help.
ghost.
It's just being dragged by the scruff of her neck, like.
Oh no! Oh, he's losing his fetters. Okay.
What is going on? I don't know.
So you are basically you're standing on Coppergate, right there,
Yep.
and in one direction is an angry ghost, and in the other direction is one which seems. Sarah is fairly substantial. You can see her, you can make her out. The other one, Rabbi Samuel, is a lot more. He's much more like almost like a cloud, with a vague outline of a face in there.
So we're caught between the two. Is what I'm hearing.
Yes, yes. You have one of them on one side and the other on the other side.
All of you.
Unless, of course, you have to give Terrace leap, then you don't fucking
Alright.
care and jump over the fucking.
Time to take out a penny and just flip a coin and see which one we're going for.
Well, one
No.
of them is known to be nicer.
Yes. Well, we've not met them before, so we don't know that he's nice in character. So the point is that.
Oh, I thought if it's in the text.
If it's in the text, it's general knowledge.
Oh, fair enough. In that case, In that case, yeah. As we see it, basically, as others are there, and Barry will slow down, and he will respectfully incline his head and say, "Rabbi Samuel."
Yes? Have you seen Sarah? She's gone missing.
Is that her?
She's behind us, Rabbi Samuel. She's a little bit upset by us being here.
Oh. I shall have to calm her then.
All right.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
He glides past you, and the oppressive feeling of dread and horror that was creeping up on you is sort of starts to wane, but it was definitely starting to get there. This feeling that all the little hairs, which for a guru are quite a lot, was standing on end, and a real feeling of horror.
Yeah, that was the same feeling we got when we met the first ghost, I imagine.
Yeah, except, well, that was probably more a matter of, oh fuck, a ghost! In her case, she actually exudes it. She forces that feeling on people. She scares people to death. That's how she deals with them.
Well, that's the point, is that, as a ghost,
she's exacting her revenge.
Yeah, she's defined by rage and by pain, and she's doing she's lashing out as a coping.
She's very close to going from being a ghost to becoming an actual wraith.
Yes,
because of the rage.
Yes,
she's feeling.
So both Samuel and Sarah are, as you say, they're losing their fetters.
Yes.
Boy.
But in different ways.
Yes. As Samuel passes, I don't think Barry's intelligent enough to know what the correct like a saying of respect towards a rabbi would be, but basically he wishes him good luck and says to others, "Right, let's go quickly while we still can."
Yep.
It's going to be a sad day when Rabbi Samuel finally goes on. He loses it completely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not into all this occult shit, quite frankly. But,
You're a guru, Molly. Weird shit comes with the territory and the claws.
But you get to explode stuff.
Yeah,
That's a good trade-off.
I do like that part.
Yeah. All right,
so
let's go.
You guys make it up to this intersection up here, and then down High Oozegate and across the bridge, and like, okay, we're just getting the fuck out of here. We're not sticking around for the ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, one day we will. One day we will find a ghost that we would like to have a conversation with. Because again, there's nothing we can do for them, but yeah, it'll be good to. It's again, it's nice to have them be there, because there would be ghosts in someone as old and blood-soaked as York.
Oh yes.
So
you
head
to the Sept. Yes, you head out to the Sept.
Mm-hmm.
And you get there in without any further.
All right.
Without any further interruptions, so to say.
Okay, then we shall seek either Henrietta or the next nearest figure of authority.
You find George is there.
Okay, that's good. We can work with George, even if he is.
George is great.
Yes.
Hi.
Apart from hating the Get of Fenris with a passion, but that's understandable.
He probably has his reasons.
Well, they killed his sister.
Yeah, see, he probably has his reasons.
Yes. And
werewolves, they're good at keeping a grudge, like forever.
Yes, even children of Gaia are not immune to this sort of thing. So yeah, we find George. Hello, George.
Hello.
Hi. Greets him with the signature "Doggo happy to see friend" wag the entire body.
Yes. you get scritches.
Aww. Mm-hmm. We just see her back leg thumping on the ground in that doggy way.
Yep.
Oh boy, the height of dignity. We've just come never mind. We've come with some information might be useful to share with
You, Sept, Henrietta, anyone and everyone.
Right. Let me hear it.
Well, first things first, we've managed to get a hold of some documents relating to how local council has been working, or been engaged in foul play or have foul play, Pressenham by Sonderbow, and we've linked that to reputable journalists, shall we say? So that might buy us a bit of time.
Well, that's good.
We've also discovered, with some help from some rat spirits, we were actually able to find out part of what might be why Pentex and Sonderbow are trying to buy up that land and level it all. There's something buried under there. The mausoleum of some ancient Norman noble, a knight of vicious temperament, great fighting skill, and very deep taint. Something that could give them a lot of power if they were able to get their greasy, worm-tainted claws in it.
Well, that's bad news, obviously. We can't let that happen.
No, we don't know where it is, but we know it's down there somewhere. So we're going to have to see if we can find a way to get to it without, doing their job for them and digging up half of Old York.
Right.
Also, and brace yourself for this one, nothing we can really act on, nothing much, but we did find that Old Man York was having a conversation of some kind with a few of the Gets who come down to speak with him.
Yeah, he shows fangs at the
Yeah, I know.
mention of them.
Yeah, I know what they did, and I know what they're like. We don't know what they were talking about. Old Man York kept his privacy, as is his right, but still. They did talk with him about Summit, so we don't know quite what they're up to.
Right. Nothing
best...
good, probably.
Probably not, but still. Yep. It may be Newfie Glitter. It's still a bugger to hoover up.
Mm-hmm.
Either way. So yeah. So Old Man York did say to us that if we were to try and find this, he didn't know about it being what the mausoleum contained. We went to find the spirits after we spoke to him, but he did say that we might find a way to find this mausoleum in. Did he say what the realm was called?
Battleground.
In the battleground layer of the Umbra, but you probably know how dangerous that would be.
Yeah, I was about to say I would really advise against going there.
Exactly, but best we know, even if we don't go there now. In the meantime, we need to follow up on our mission that Henry knows about to go and try and find a way into Pangaea, as if that's any less dangerous. But that's what we're meant to do. So.
Well,
we might have.
There's a limit to how many forms of suicide one wants to commit, right?
Yeah, well, just because we're bone noise, just because there's not much expected of us, doesn't mean we shouldn't pitch into as much of the dangerous shit as the rest of us.
No, I respect that attitude.
So it just means that if we do go out soon to find a way in, we're going to be heading out of the city for we don't know how long we'll be out there trying to find it. But it just means we're going to be out of touch for a while.
You know any particularly feral area?
Yeah,
that would be neat.
I would head up into the mountains.
Aye. Could use some fresh air.
I mean, I know it's a fair distance, but...
Well,
that's kind of part of the requirement these days.
Tell you what, he takes out his wallet and passes over some cash. Here, that should do for the train fare.
Oh, cheers, man. Well, that's perfect. Thanks. All right, we'll make the most of it.
Good.
All right. So, all right, yeah. Keep up the good fight here. Let Henrietta know where we've gone, what we've done.
Will do.
And best of luck to you, whatever comes your way while we're out and about.
Same to yous.
If you need to get in touch, Frankie's got her phone. We'll try and you can try and call us if needs be. And
right.
It won't work in the Umbra.
Well, no, but still, until we get to the Umbra, messages can be sent if needs be.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get right. All right, you lot, wrecking crew. Let's get wrecking.
God, that sounds like Saturday morning cartoon rubbish.
Can we, Regan?
Yes, we can!
Yes, Bob. Not Bob the
Can
Builder.
we get copyright struck?
What is that?
I don't want to find out. Yes, instead of Bob the Builder, it's Boo the Breaker.
I'll bring you a dino bone.
I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, no, not gonna make that quote because then we'll be. Anyway, so yes, we will.
Gets copyright struck.
Yeah, that's the point. Are we all ready to go on a train trip and make our way to Pangea? I'm asking out characters so that we, in case.
Sure.
Because
Boo is silently hoping we get to break the train. Because she was promised she could crash a train.
It might be useful to see if we can have any kits, like, because I get the feeling we might be down there for a while. You know, it might be quite a travel. So maybe we should, like, get some camping gear together. I know we're homeless, but it's a bit different when you're out in a jungle.
Yeah.
So like,
could at least polish off our hunting methods.
Yeah, or like if we don't want to, like, hunt, we could always get some rations or something.
Yep, Barry imagine Barry has a backpack. He can start collecting all the rubbish he needs to, as much cooking as he can physically get.
Yeah, see if we can't, like, go to, I don't know, the back end of a restaurant, steal some meat from there, and make pemmican.
Boo tilts her head. I can probably get into some place.
You would.
Yeah, you would probably just run into the place.
If there's one thing you would know, it is that food is not going to be a problem in Pangea. Catching it might be, but food in itself is not going to be a problem.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we always have the mush, if anything. Like, at the worst case,
No, but the point is, How do you feel? How do you feel, Molly? And actually, let me think. What's a good
Just like some kind of way to get some shelter would be good, because like I just feel like out down there.
Yes, so Barry's like, Molly, how would you feel about feasting down on freshly killed brachiosaur?
I mean,
what is that?
I don't know what brachiosaur tastes like, but
exactly, it'd be exciting to find out.
Oh, sure.
I want one! Jumps around.
Okay, so Boo is really excited about it, but that being said, let's think about this. We are going to need shelter. Like, obviously we can find a cave or something along those lines, but something to make light in the darkness. I know we can see in the darkness, but still could be useful. Starting fires and the like.
So a knife to help cut down and make lean-tos?
Yeah, might be useful too. I mean,
maybe
I know.
Maybe a good lighter to help making fires.
I mean, not to take lightly the gifts that are given to us by our elders, but you do technically have a knife, Boo.
She nods, yeah. But we still need a good lighter then.
Yeah, we need
and if someone wants to rub sticks together until something burns, and that can take a while if it's raining.
I want to go raid the nearest military base and see if we can get some survival gear.
No.
As a joke.
I know, but still. I mean, if you need a lighter, I could try just nicking one.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. I mean, I can always just go ask me mum. You never know.
I mean, if you're sure.
We don't really need a lot. We can always curl up as wolves at the night.
Yeah. But like I'd like to have what we need, if that makes sense.
Oh no, she can get that. Two-legged so weird, but she can get that. They need stuff.
You go see if you can get anything from your mom. I'm gonna go nick a lighter from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I have
you want me to scavenge for a tarp or something?
The way I'm imagining it now, I know my mom is like kinfolk, but I'm imagining I'm literally going to, like, hey mom, but I'm going to the Amazon in a month. Can I get some stuff?
Yeah.
Find me a machete.
Yeah, no,
we're going survival training.
Yeah, no, trust me.
Can I borrow that machete you have? What machete? You don't have a machete? I thought everyone
Yeah.
had one.
Sadly, this is England, not America. You cannot get your hands. It's
Well-
hard. It's hard enough to get your hands on a pocket knife in England these
To be
days. Let alone a
fair-
machete.
Mm.
To be fair, Molly's mom is Mommy's Molly. I was gonna say, Molly's
Don't touch Molly's mother.
well, I was gonna. Is a doctor, so she would be able to get a scalpel, but I don't think we want brachiosaur organs necessarily. Although I do imagine a scientist would go nuts for those. So if we ever need money, we could just go into Pangaea and get some brachiosaur organs.
Yes.
See, the bad thing is that we can't really bring it out of the Umbra.
Nah, no.
Oh.
So we'd
Yeah.
have to bring her to the Umbra, and I don't think she'll be happy about that.
What if we take pictures?
But our phones and stuff doesn't really work in there.
No, that's
Well,
the thing.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Maybe
yeah,
one
well,
of those,
I think
maybe one of those disposable old cameras would work.
it would work.
Mhm.
Not the
Would a
digital ones,
lighter
but the old
even
ones.
Yeah, but would a lighter even work?
Here's a detail that few people are aware of.
Go on.
Technology, because I should let you know this, but technology doesn't work in Pangaea.
No.
Unless you are
Yeah,
a
Okay, so what do you mean by
glass
technology,
walker.
though?
Any-
Because, like-
anything invented after the Cretaceous period.
Yep.
Okay, so not even like a wooden spear
Nope.
or whatever.
Nope. That.
Oh, okay.
You are entirely on wilderness footing.
Well, in that case, fuck preparing. Let's just go.
Yes.
I mean, a knife will always work, right? And you can always do flints to make fires. But
Okay, you
we
know
could
what,
just kidnap Fox Freak, because some glasswalkers can make technology work in the Umbra.
How about we just go look for a piece of flint? Surely that's not too difficult to find.
Yeah, well, you could find it in the. You could probably find it in Pangaea if we went there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
There's
true.
probably a lot of it there. That's
Yeah,
what they
that's
made
true.
arrows out of, after all.
Yeah. All right. So in that case,
Well, in the
yeah.
Cretaceous, nobody made arrows because we still had dinosaurs then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can still
And-
sharpen thing.
And like as fun as I like the idea of humans and dinosaurs living together, the extreme Christians are in fact wrong.
Yes, yes, they are.
Yes. All right. In that case, yes. Any preparations then are near as damn it not necessary based on what Jonas said. So let's just ignore that and make our way out there.
You're heading into the wilds.
We catch a train to the mountains,
We're like,
and Barry has to be the one to break the news to Boo. No, we cannot crash this train. No, we can't. And there's people on it.
Disappointed.
There's people on it. It's a commuter train. There's people on it.
Too bloody expensive here.
You can always check Boo as a dog, because then you can just get, 4 seats and then she'll sit in the middle.
No joke though, out of character, like, I don't know what it is with England, but all the fucking trains are super expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Like 30 fucking pounds for one ride.
Yeah, it's insane.
So,
Looking at this, let's see. If we want to go for a mountain, then there's a couple of options. Let me just check what we've got here. I think.
Therefore, you
So-
are.
Haha. No. In terms of elevation, 18,000th, 20,000th, 22. Yes, the highest of the 3 mountains in the York area is High Stittenham, which is to the northeast of York, in Sheriff Hutton, or near
Yes.
Sheriff Hutton.
yes,
So that's where we're going.
that is where you're headed.
Yes, which is, the height of the mountain I feel is important.
Yes.
Not the age of the mountain, I suppose. Probably.
I mean, would you know how to determine the age of them?
Yeah, and use Google.
That's true. Damn you, your Weaver tech.
I love the idea though of an archaeologist being like that. Like, how do you determine the age of this priceless artifact, sir? Oh well, I just used Google.
Yep. The train. If we take the train from York, then we'll need to get off at
Sport.
Somewhere very wild.
possibly.
Nottingham.
No.
But there's that forest nearby with the.
If you want to get there, in terms of distance covered, you probably want to get off at. Actually, what is that? It's not even a train station. I'm trying to follow the train lines here. I'm actually looking at a map.
You know.
Yeah. Either way, the point is that we'll have to get off the train before we get to the mountain and make the rest of the way by foot. But that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah.
Boo actually makes a good point. By the way, we should probably take a bath or something.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I mean, Boo doesn't really stink, but she can still be, dirty. So she probably still needs a bath too.
So
I
basically,
like to think, by the way, if I brush Boo, she doesn't seem to lose anything, but it's just like afterwards we just have enough hair to fill like multiple pillows.
Yep. There's just like there's that meme of a dog like why isn't it getting any smaller? And so yeah, I think if we go back to All Saints, we go back to St. Benedict's, we all have like a shower and get some clean clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then
Probably some good hiking gear.
I'm not sure that they'll have. I'm not sure they have that.
That they won't have that you can borrow. No.
No, but I'm imagining.
We'll be after going the way we go.
Yeah.
I am imagining, since a lot of us live on the street, that good footwear is probably something we are quite fond of.
I would also perhaps, I think, in Barry's sensible enough to grab a duffel bag or something, because let's face it, if we're going to get clean clothes, they're not going to be what's the word, dedicated.
Exactly.
So basically, when we get somewhere, we'd have to stay in Homid, get somewhere remote where no one's going to see us, take our clothes off, change, and then put all the clothes in a bag, and then change to whatever form we need and go from there. Otherwise, we're damaging good clothes, and I think we're sensible enough as homeless people to be waste not, want not in this case.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
So yeah, Barry will grab a duffel to put all our clothes and boots and stuff in.
Yeah. Right. So you're heading off to find your way into the deeper Umbra and
Yes.
and Pangea.
We're going on a grand adventure.
Yes, you are.
We're off to see the dinos.
Yes, you are, and we shall see the dinos next time, because I will need a little time to prepare for the actual trek through the Umbra there.
Yeah,
I like to think it's like, next time on It's the Dog's Life.
Exactly.
Like just the fucking
exactly.
The Jurassic Park noises.
And one of the smaller raptors running for its life, followed by Boo. I'm gonna get you!
I'm not humming the theme tune. I'm not humming the
Na,
theme
na,
tune.
na,
No. If I just talk over Molly
We're
singing
gonna get
if I just talk over it, then it won't get copyrighted, because that's how it works. It's fine. I must admit, based on what you'd written in the chat when we met with Catherine Pratt, the temptation to make a quip, and then have my face torn off was too
real.
much. Yes, because it's England. We take the piss out of everything, especially people's names. It's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name again?
Catherine Pratt with 2 T's.
Ah, yes.
As is mentioned in her bio, in her writer's passage, a Silver Fang made an off-color joke about her surname being Pratt, and then she murderized him.
What a brat.
She's not here. It's brave to say it when she's not there.
Hey, look. No. There's a difference between bravery and stupidity.
Fair enough.
That is true. Anyway, you guys get 3 XP.
Oh, fantastic. Yay, I can get my Gnosis up to 5 points.
Woo.
I can just 1 more point to go, and I can use the damn knife, and then 2 more points, and I can use the damn glasses again.
I have 7 experience. I'll need to see what I want to spend it on.
Yeah, me too. I've saved up a bit. I don't remember
Might be
why, but I
able to,
remember
like-
saving up for something.
Might be able to get something in, like, I don't know, empathy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'd be good to become someone empathic.
All right. Thank you for the game,
No
Joan.
worries. I will see
Absolutely.
you guys next week for more of It's a Dog's Life. And to the listening audience, thank you for listening in and for joining us for this ongoing adventure. And we will see you next time as well. So from us here at CharismaToAC, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.